Did you know that according to Nielsen, the vast majority of handbags people buy worldwide fall within a very practical price range, typically between $80 and $350. These are bags designed to do one thing well: carry everyday necessities, withstand frequent use, and be easily replaceable. But compare that to Christian Dior. A Dior handbag can cost $3,000, $8,000, $15,000, or in extreme cases, over $60,000. In theory, that price difference is completely illogical. A Dior doesn't have cutting-edge technology, no mechanical innovation, no performance upgrades. Essentially, it performs exactly the same basic function as an $80 bag carrying personal belongings. Yet, Dior bags are everywhere. They are used by members of royalty, frequently appear on Hollywood red carpets, or are constantly spotted at international airports. They dominate the streets of Paris, Milan, New York, and Seoul. I wonder how a leather handbag with no screen, no moving parts, and no functional advantages became one of the most expensive, coveted, and recognizable luxury items on the planet. That question is where the real story of Dior begins. Christian Dior is more than just a fashion brand. It is one of the most powerful symbols of French luxury ever created. Founded in Paris and now owned by LVMH, Dior operates at the very top of the global luxury hierarchy. Every Dior product is designed to express taste, sophistication, and belonging to a very special social world, a world shaped by history, art, and prestige. This philosophy is particularly evident in their handbags. Famous examples include the Lady Dior bag, which typically ranges from $4,000 to $7,500. The Dior saddle and Dior Caro bags range from $3,800 to $5,200. The Dior book tote, made from embroidered canvas, costs between $2,800 and $3,900. And at the very top end, Dior's rare leather bags can exceed $60,000. In terms of price, Dior competes directly with Chanel. It is not as exclusive as Hermes, but it is far more prominent in global popular culture. So the real, unavoidable question is, why are Dior handbags so expensive? Follow me, because the answer lies deeper than the brand's popularity. To understand the price of a Dior handbag, you have to go back to 1946. That was the year Christian Dior founded his fashion house at 30 Avenue Montaigne in Paris, at a time when Europe was still recovering from the devastation of World War II. Fabrics were scarce, styles were limited, fashion had become entirely functional. Then came 1947. Christian Dior introduced his first collection, later known as the New Look. It was a radical shift. Slim waists, soft shoulders, and flowing skirts using meters of fabric at a time when excess was almost provocative. More than a stylistic shift, it was a cultural reconstruction. Dior did not just redesign clothes. He redefined femininity, elegance, and social status for a new era. From that point onward, Dior became synonymous with elegance and controlled luxury. In the world of Dior, luxury was not about trends or shocking prices, but about creating timeless icons of sophistication. That philosophy did not stop at clothing. It became an integral part of every product the brand subsequently produced, including handbags. This is why Dior handbags are not products that chase trends. They are the physical embodiment of a fashion heritage. Items designed to carry history, identity, and lasting meaning long after trends fade. The fact that a Dior handbag costs from several thousand to tens of thousands of dollars is not simply a matter of material costs. The price reflects a combination of factors including historical heritage, masterful craftsmanship, and carefully designed psychological business strategies. Here are 5 core elements that explain why Dior handbags are so expensive. First is the craftsmanship, the art of artisanal skill. Dior handbags are not mass-produced industrial goods. They are the result of dozens of hours of specialized human labor, guided by techniques refined over decades. Take the Lady Dior, for example. Each bag is constructed from approximately 140 individual components. Skilled artisans must hand-cut the leather, build the rigid box structure, and stitch the signature canage pattern with absolute precision. Any deviation, even by a few millimeters, results in rejection. The Dior book tote, often mistaken for just a canvas tote bag, is even more deceptive than that. In reality, each bag requires 1.5 million stitches and approximately 32 hours of work using specialized embroidery machines under close human supervision. This complexity explains why Dior can command such high prices even for bags made from canvas. Even the smallest details matter. Dior metal pendants are gold-plated or palladium-plated and hand-polished to ensure durability and a sophisticated look. In the world of Dior, nothing is allowed to be mediocre. The second reason is the high quality and rarity of the materials. Dior metal almost exclusively leather from top tanneries in Italy and France, where selection standards are extremely rigorous. Lambskin is highly valued for its buttery soft texture, natural sheen, and elasticity. It is difficult to work with and easily damaged, which significantly increases production risk. Exotic leathers, including those from Niloticus crocodiles, lizards, and pythons, have an extremely high rejection rate. Only hides without obvious flaws are approved, driving the price of these pieces above $30,000, and in some cases much higher. Durability is also a design factor. Dior metal leathers are treated to resist fading and structural deformation, allowing the handbags to maintain their shape for decades if properly cared for. The third reason is its status and symbolic value. When buying a Dior handbag, the buyer is also buying a piece of French fashion history, because the Lady Dior bag is associated with Princess Diana, who frequently appeared in public carrying it, making it a symbol of refined elegance. No advertising campaign can replicate that level of cultural prestige. With over 70 years of history, Dior has built almost absolute trust in its reputation. Owning the bag not only demonstrates wealth, but also refined taste, cultural understanding, and social status, a form of symbolic capital that transcends the physical product. The fourth reason is scarcity and strategic price increase. Like Chanel and Hermes, Dior carefully controls its supply. Popular models and limited editions, such as the Lady Art line, frequently sell out, creating urgency and reinforcing exclusivity. Dior also implements annual price increases, typically between 5% and 15%, reinforcing the perception of handbags as items of lasting value. As a result, iconic models like the Lady Dior often retain high resale value. A bag purchased 5 years ago may resell for nearly its original retail price, or sometimes even more. The final reason is the cost of marketing and the luxury experience. Dior invests heavily in maintaining its cultural dominance. Global ambassadors like Jisoo and Natalie Portman represent multi-million-dollar commitments, ensuring Dior remains present at the highest levels of global culture. Dior stores are located in the world's most expensive retail areas, including Avenue Montaigne in Paris, offering 5-star service, personalized attention, and a carefully curated sensory experience. All of these costs are factored into the final price. Another perspective. In 2024, Dior faced controversy when reports indicated that production costs in Italy were significantly lower than retail prices. Despite this criticism, consumer demand remained largely unchanged. For many buyers, the value of a Dior bag lies not in the production cost, but in owning a top-tier luxury icon. Demand for Christian Dior handbags remains largely unchanged. Stores are still bustling with customers. Classic designs continue to sell out quickly. Resale value remains strong. Dior handbags hold a rare place in the fashion world, easily blending into royalty, popular culture, and high fashion. The most iconic image remains that of Princess Diana, who frequently appeared in public with the Lady Dior bag, transforming it into a symbol of modern royalty. Long after her time, that image continues to shape the aura of Dior's elegance and sophistication. In today's global culture, Dior's influence is amplified by powerful ambassadors and pop icons. Jisoo, for example, embodies Dior's refined femininity, frequently appearing with Lady Dior bags and limited editions that sell out instantly worldwide. Male ambassadors like Jimin and Mingyu have redefined Dior handbags as coveted luxury items for men, extending their cultural influence far beyond traditional women's fashion. In the world of high fashion, Dior bags serve as personal signatures. Rihanna sees Dior as an extension of her bold identity, while Bella Hadid helped revive the Dior saddlebag as a streetwear phenomenon. Victoria Beckham favors structured Dior designs to reinforce her image of modern, disciplined elegance. Their use is deliberate. The Lady Dior Mini dominates formal events. The 30 Montaigne bag exudes power in the business world. The Dior book tote defines airport sophistication. The Dior saddlebag is a highlight of street style. The takeaway is clear. Dior bags are not just used for function. They act as silent status signals, conveying taste, cultural understanding, and social standing without saying a word. I spent a lot of time researching why some items are so expensive, and I realized that Christian Dior does not sell handbags in the traditional sense, just to hold things. Dior sells history, craftsmanship, and social significance. Looking at Dior bags today, I do not see the price inflated just because of the leather. I see it as a cultural accumulation over decades. I see a brand that has learned to transform heritage into value, craftsmanship into prestige, and fame into lasting appeal. I realized that the price of a Dior bag is not simply about its intrinsic value. It carries cultural significance. You should only buy a Dior bag if you understand why it is so expensive, the exquisite craftsmanship, the history attached to it, and its role as a silent social signal. Thank you for watching my video. Please like it and subscribe to my channel.